trying to make it a big deal because it is pretty early, but he will go like 8 hours, like MIA, without responding to my text. And I'm just like, I'm trying to be cool, but I'm not that cool.
Right, right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you trying to figure out how to navigate that?
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out like if I should bring it up or if I should just like, because I know like with dating, I should honestly be like watching, not necessarily correcting or trying to, you know, make him act. I don't know if that's the right term. How I
Right.
specifically want him to act, because I
Yeah.
should be seeing if he's like a good match. But it is bugging me, and I don't want to act like it's not.
Okay. And you say that you also are anxiously attached.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And how long have you been seeing him or dating him?
It's been about a month now. We've been on 3 dates. He just came back from a trip.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, and honestly, I've been dating a couple of people, but it's really, really hard for me to actually like someone.
Mm.
And I actually do genuinely like him, and I think that's what's bugging me about it.
Right. Okay. So it's been a month, 3 dates. How'd you meet
Mm-hmm.
him?
I'm sorry.
How did you meet him?
So I met him on Hinge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Met him on Hinge. It's been a month, 3 dates, and now he's taking like 8 hours to text back. Does he take that long pretty consistently?
Not at first,
Okay.
but I don't know. I feel like he was calling a lot more at first
Mm-hmm.
and texting a lot quicker.
Hmm.
Red flag, right?
When did you notice like him slowing down with the communication?
um, I think it was like after our second date.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have y'all slept together yet?
absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good.
Mm,
Good. So we can rule that out.
yeah.
Has he tried?
You know what? The funny thing is, after our second date, he was like, "Oh, do you want to come over to my house?" I was like, "No. Like, why would I come over your house? Like, why would I come over your house on a second date? That's crazy."
Is that how you said it? Did you say it just like that?
Oh, I'm sorry. You kind of like broke up a little bit.
Is that how you said it? Like, Cynthia, you still there?
I didn't say it like that.
You didn't say it like that?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. But you did give him the impression that going over to his house after the second date was like completely out of the question.
Yeah.
Okay. And then immediately after the second date, that's when you notice more distance.
Kind of, yeah, because he used to call me more consistently. And I remember, like, during our second week of talking, he was like, "Oh, well, I paused Hinge. I just wanted to let you know that. And when you're ready to, like, start dating exclusively, like, just let me know." And I'm thinking, like, sorry, this is like the second week. So, you know,
Did he talk about
yeah.
exclusivity after the second date or before the second date?
It was after the first date.
After the first date, he was talking about exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. How old are you two?
I'm 29.
29. How old is he?
He's 37.
Yeah, he was. It sounds like he was just trying to sleep with you.
Mm.
Exclusivity was him trying to make that more of a possibility.
Yeah.
And when you declined going over his house after the second date, he was like, she turned down exclusivity. She's not trying to come over here. It's probably a lost cause.
Mm.
It's more than likely what's going on. You always want to look at the timeline Okay, when did the shift happen? All right, what happened around that time? Oh, I declined going over his house. Okay, that's very telling. If he has like 2 weeks of being very communicative, that means that like he has the ability to talk to you frequently. And the only thing that changed was his willingness.
Mm.
So now he's not as willing to communicate as frequently because why am I communicating so frequently if I'm not getting what I want out of this situation? So I might as well shift my attention to other options who may get on my program.
Yeah. And low key, that's like my gut was telling me like, there was a shift,
Yeah.
and I was just like kind of confused because I was like, he was so, I wouldn't say perfect, but he was so present
Oh yeah.
in the beginning.
It
And
works.
then, yeah.
It works. Like I'm assuming. Okay, answer this. Would you sleep with him if you didn't have like? Is it more so you don't want to sleep with him, or you just have like this general rule and this perspective of like self respect to where you don't do that quickly?
I am genuinely just waiting until marriage.
Gotcha.
And that's just like a boundary. It's firm. It doesn't even matter who it is.
Gotcha. Has that been communicated to him?
No.
Okay. Um, but if you weren't waiting until marriage,
Hmm.
this is somebody who you would want to sleep with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this his way of moving works. It's just with you, he's hitting a brick wall. Um, you're really if you're abstaining, are you abstaining for religious reasons or just for your own desire?
I I am. And the irony in that is like when we first started talking, I told him like, hey, one of my deal breakers is someone who does not like believe in Jesus Christ as their one and only savior. And he was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, okay.
What was it?
And I was
Yeah, of
talking to
course.
him
What was his name
earlier
again?
today.
Jesus, right? Name is Jesus. Yeah, I believe in him.
Yes. I was like, sir, okay.
Of
We're on the
course.
same page. Perfect.
Of course.
And
Of
I was talking
course.
to him earlier today, and I was like, we were talking, and I was like mentioning some like Bible verses, and he was like, it was so interesting how people, memorize Bible verses. Like, I don't even read the Bible. I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That's another thing to just observe, right? I'm gonna make some
Yeah.
content on this because you got to be able to separate what you need to just sit back and watch and observe, and what needs to be like forthcoming. You know what I mean? So I would even say religion is something to observe. Like
Mm-hmm.
try to get them to say what their kind of belief system is first, because people they'll throw you one quick.
Mm-hmm.
They'll throw you one real quick. My gut says if you told him that you were abstaining on the first date, he would have been out of there. Unless he was like been around the block a few times, and by that I mean some guys will still try you, right? They're like, all right, I get her isolated, and she'll probably still go, which happens a lot. Happens a lot.
Yeah.
When people just say they're abstaining, it's like, yeah, I think you are. Till we get isolated, and then it's a whole different story. So, um, yeah, that's more than likely what slowed it down. I really do think that Christians who are taking their faith walk as seriously as you do, they can't date in a worldly way,
Mm-hmm.
and that includes like dating on Hinge. It's just
And
not
that's why I deleted my profile.
right. It's just not. And I wish I had an easier answer because I know the church doesn't really give any kind of guidance there. It's more like a pray and wait situation. Um,
Exactly.
and I don't think that's good enough. You know, the pray and wait doesn't work in any other category. Like if you want employment, you pray, right? But you also
Yeah,
fill out
you gotta
applications,
apply.
right? So um, they don't really know how to orient you towards getting success in that domain. I will tell you this though. I would say 90% of the time you have to also date someone who is also abstaining. In which case, I don't think that's something that you should wait to share because you want to find people who are on that same type of timing.
Yeah.
Because people will pretend like they are just to see if they can try you, and then It'll just be
Yeah.
upsetting. You're gonna waste months just for someone who actually is not abstaining for real. So it's like Christians or any faith really, just they have to find the way that they date in that domain, right? Um, and when you approach it from that perspective, like the biggest differences, I would say, from like a worldly perspective and a Christian oriented perspective is what Danny just said: lead with your values, not your rules. Um, in the worldly sense, it's led with like high chemistry, high dopamine, high novelty, right? You're trying to get with the person who you're most attracted to. But that's the worldly orientation towards dating. The Christian or religious approach is going to be more safety focused, more value focused, more compatibility focused. It's more of a slow burn. Because what's lost upon a lot of people who are actively dating is this idea that you can grow in your fondness and attraction towards the person if given enough time, right? But you have people who have these Christian values, but then they're trying to connect that with the more worldly orientation, meaning if I don't feel lustful towards this person immediately,
Mm.
then I'm not going to even consider them. I hear that like at Christian like singles mixers, they'll go and they'll. I saw a woman making a video recently. There was only a couple of guys there the women were interested in, and when she says a couple of guys the women were interested in, she's talking about just off of like pure physicality,
Yeah.
pure looks.
Attraction.
She hasn't even engaged the other guys. It's just pure. That's not how Christians are supposed to do it. It doesn't mean that you don't get someone you're attracted to. It just means you're a bit more open to who you could be attracted to. Is my argument. I think because I think a lot of people, especially women, have experienced having a coworker or a classmate who wasn't their physical type, but then through getting to know them or engaging with them, that person kind of wins them over a little bit. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, like you even
I
get,
agree.
yeah, you get
Especially for women. I feel like we're a lot more
100%,
open-minded too.
100%, because
Yeah.
you get to know the person's energy, behavior. It actually changes how the man looks to you a little bit, right? So, but in today's culture, like you never even give that type of connection a chance because the dating apps and social media, it's like kind of conditioning you to just like if I'm not immediately sold, then I would never be sold. Let me just remove myself, and that's a high bar. That's a real high bar to climb because when you approach it that way, you run into men who you kind of ran into on this dating app who, based on how you described, he seems to be quite experienced, has a system that he
Yeah.
can plug
Yeah.
women into that is probably very effective. It's just, he'll run into women like you where it doesn't work and he'll just move on.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I feel, I feel like I just need to not gaslight myself and listen to my gut feeling. Because I had the gut feeling of like, once he started to, slow down on communication and calls and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, that's probably, you know, so
Right.
yeah, I don't think dating apps are for, well, specifically Hinge. There are Christian dating apps that might, work.
Yeah. It's worth a shot. I haven't heard any positive. I haven't heard any positive stories. I think it's kind of all the same for the most part, man. But I mean,
Uh-oh.
it's worth a shot. But I hear you. It is doing it the way that you are doing it is very difficult. But you have to lean into it's Bible. You have to let patience do her work, right? Endurance is a big tenet within Christianity. Um, Patience, faith, have faith that God will bring you to the right person. It's just you, I think, have to be open to the connection. So you try to
Okay.
position yourself in the best way you know how. You remain open and receptive to the nudges of the Holy Spirit, right? And then eventually, when you're ready, I think that connection will happen. Okay? But
I
definitely keep me
agree.
posted on how it goes.
I will. Thank you so
No
much.
problem, love. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, who we got? Essie,
Hi.
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. What can I do for you?
So I just have a question. I'm kind of in a situation.
Okay.
So I'm currently 31 weeks pregnant
Mm-hmm.
from a man that I've known for not very long. I would say we got pregnant within 2 weeks of talking with each other.
Uh-huh.
And I decided to keep the baby because I didn't want to go through abortion and all that stuff.
Okay.
I'm a Christian woman, but I made a mistake and basically living with the mistake.
Right.
And he was like very much like, I don't want this kid. But then after a few weeks, he said he wanted it and that he was willing to like be there with me and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say last month or a few weeks ago, he kind of just told me he's not looking for a relationship with anybody and he's not looking for a relationship with me right now. And then when I asked for clarity on that, he was like, it's not like I'm saying that we would never be together. It's more like that's just not where my head is at right now.
Okay.
And I feel like he kind of switched up because I already went to meet his dad, his stepmom, and like his grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally the week after, he was like, yeah, I'm not really looking for it. I'm not looking for a relationship or anything like that. So I'm kind of confused. Like, is he scared? Or is it he's just not trying to do this with me?
So he like flip-flop. So
Yeah.
first it was like, I don't want it. And then you were like, I'm keeping it. And then he was like, I do want it. And you're like, cool, yay. And he's like, but I don't want a relationship.
Yeah. Like he would come over after work. We would go on like little dates and whatnot, but he wasn't like, I've dated guys who are very much intentional. He was not intentional.
Gotcha.
Like I was very confused in all of it. I didn't know what we were doing.
How old are you two?
I'm 27. He's 27 as well.
Okay. And how did y'all meet?
We met at a party.
Okay. Okay. That's all right. It's all good. Mistakes happen. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So Yella, I mean, are you trying to discern whether or not he's going to stick around?
Yeah. Like I don't want to wait for anybody because I feel like I do deserve love. But at the same time, I'm so like, if I'm having a child with this one man, I don't think I want any other kids with anyone else other than him either. Like, if I have more.
Is that because you just imagine or envision having children by the same man? I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you known him?
Well, without including like the months that I've been pregnant, we only knew each other for like a week or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would not. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't bet on this playing out the way you think it is.
Okay.
Right.
So kind of, but like, do I give him access? Like, I know I want him to like be with his kid.
Okay.
I want him to see his like daughter.
Right.
And all that stuff, but I don't know what kind of access I should be giving him. Like, I know I don't want to sleep with him again.
Okay. Yeah, you mean access to you?
To my family.
Okay.
To me, to my baby.
Okay. I think it should be, well, one, you have to think from the frame of like what's best for the child, right? That doesn't mean you don't consider yourself. So it's what's best for the child. So far, you haven't said anything about him that would suggest that he would be a bad influence. But again, we don't know him that well, right? So I don't think removing any access at this point is going to be fruitful. You're still in that observation phase, to be honest with you, because y'all haven't known each other that long.
Yeah, like we don't talk right now. My family thinks I'm still talking to him, like planning what we're doing with the child, but we haven't really discussed anything.
Right. Right. So yeah, I mean, if you're dead set on keeping the child, and it's like, okay, well, so far you met some of his family. Has he met any of your
Oh,
family yet?
yeah, he spoke to my mom, but nothing in person because my mom lives 6 hours away. All
Okay.
his family lives here.
Okay.
Um, but my thing is, why would he bring me to meet his family? It was super random.
He probably was conflicted, or they probably had a hand in it and convinced him.
Mm.
Right. There's many different variables, but right now you don't really know his character yet. It takes time to assess somebody's character. So I would say you reduce access if any negative character traits start to show.
You basically chose for him. Yeah, but he chose for us too, guys.
Yeah, don't pay attention to the chat. The chat's gonna be all over the place. They're gonna be
I'm
divided.
sorry, but like I get that comment a lot because when we were doing the deed, he didn't ask me, so I made the choice for us,
Right,
just like he made the choice for us too. So
right. So yeah, I mean that's how I would play it. Um, and you got to play this kind of situation by ear. To be honest with you, I would say you reduce access in proportion to any kind of negative character traits that you observe over this time.
so I don't tell him about like I don't invite him to other appointments, or do I still keep inviting him, even if he says no?
Have you invited him thus far,
Yeah,
and he's turned it down?
he's game.
Okay, yeah, I would say keep doing that.
Okay.
Just because you're doing that does, I mean, y'all create a life together. So like, just
Yeah.
because you're doing that doesn't necessarily mean that y'all are a family. I would encourage you not to,
See him like
not
that.
to see him in that way.
Yeah.
I was because you might want to, right?
No, I actually don't.
Okay, that's good.
I made a promise that I would not have sex with him, and I haven't had sex with him since.
Well, I mean, even romanticizing, like going to appointments together.
Oh,
That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
I think I would romanticize it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get you to fight against that
Okay.
um that inclination before it happens, because I can see how that would feel like it's a family thing that you're doing. Um,
Yeah.
but it is good for you to have some support during this time. I don't know. Do you have people in your life who can support you during the pregnancy?
Yes, but currently I'm in Toronto, so none of my family are here.
Okay.
I'm by myself.
Okay. So yeah, that makes even more sense to have him play a part in that if he's open to it. Again, just don't romanticize it. Have strong boundaries. Um, don't. I would advise, if you are real firm on not sleeping with him, like you can go to appointments, just don't no going over to his house, no him coming into your house.
No, it has not been like that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
As long as you
I'm
keep
very
those
safe.
boundaries there,
Hmm.
like that's it.
Okay, last question. What about um like his mom? So his mom and his dad are divorced, but I met his dad and the stepmom, but not his mom. Do you think there's a reason for that, or
You
it was
said
just
you
a
met who?
coincidence?
Say that again. Run that by me again.
I met his dad
Okay.
and his stepmom. His mom, his biological mom, I have not met her.
Okay. So you met his
They're,
dad and his stepmom. Okay.
yeah, and then the grandparents.
I mean, again, that could be his mom. Maybe she disagrees with this whole thing.
The stepmom told me like she was surprised I didn't meet the mom, and then she told me that I should like gauge my like brace myself basically. Like she was giving me a warning.
Yeah,
So you think the mom doesn't want to meet me?
possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, especially if like this pregnancy came out of nowhere really quickly. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, because mothers they're gonna think in their son's best interest. She's probably thinking about like child support, things like that. She doesn't want
Okay.
that. And this is his first child as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, moms are protective like that. So that's definitely where her mind is going. She's not just immediately going to, oh, a baby. She's going to every pot. She don't know who you are, what your intentions are. She's probably thinking of like worst case scenario when it comes to you, because she don't know you, as you
Hmm.
would probably do, hypothetically, if you had a son.
Yeah, kind of differently, but yeah.
Hmm. So,
Okay.
so yeah, I mean, again, this is gonna be a play it by ear situation. If you're committed to keeping it, it's gonna be a play it by ear. Um,
Mhm.
so you take it day by day, and you're gonna have to like kind of adapt on the fly with this type of situation. But hopefully, he's a good dude of good character. It
Mhm.
seems like it might possibly lean that way, considering that he's showing up to the appointments and things like that. So hopefully, he stays on that path, and y'all can co-parent effectively. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
but
you.
definitely follow up as things progress. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, love you. Take care.
Bye.
Pressure. That's such a shame. Pressure. Who was one of my guys popped in and said pressure. I was like, I've been peeped. Okay, who we got next? Cynthia, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing a lot better. I always wanted to come on this panel and talk to you, but I have a question. Do you do
Sure.
one-on-one
Yeah, but I'm a men's coach first and foremost. I
men's
only
coach?
like help women on this live.
Oh, okay. So I'm in a situation where, um, so I'm 29 years old.
Okay.
My last partner, my ex-boyfriend, he is 56 years old,
Okay.
but we knew each other for about 4 years, but we got together for 1 year.
And you're how old again?
I'm 30.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm 30 now. Sorry, my birthday just passed.
Okay. 30 and 56.
um, but this relationship honestly probably took a toll on me mentally and emotionally. Right now, the situation is that I'm kind of dealing with, he just doesn't leave me alone.
Hmm.
I've kind of like moved on already. I kind of not moved on like with someone else, but kind of just like moved on for my peace and
Mm-hmm.
for my well-being. So the thing is with this guy is that he just appears to be emotionally charged and just undefined of where we stand. And he emails me, he stalks my TikTok. He did that last night.
Yikes.
Um, he emails me. Yeah, he doesn't message me. He doesn't text me. So I already know that
So,
there is
so he
another party.
primarily emails you?
He emails me long
That's
paragraphs.
hilarious.
Like
Okay.
I'm just like so basically what happened, how we ended the relationship was it was in November and it was already toxic from the last 2 months that we were like how we were together. In this relationship, it was toxic. He was very verbally abusive
Mm-hmm.
and he was also physically, where cops were called a bunch of times.
Mm.
Um, we do have a case where there was one night, this was back in April 14th, where he kind of charged me with a knife.
Mm.
And I had to call the police at 3:30 in the morning. So this type of man, he's a very high professional politician man.
Mm.
When I say that, the power is on him basically. And right now, I'm kind of dealing with an order of protection that he put against me for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
and we're fighting it. My question is, for a woman like me, I'm a very simple woman. I'm very sweet. I'm very traditional. As you can see in my voice, I'm very emotional by it because I was going to a therapist a month ago, but she moved, and this is like it's just so messy.
Right.
He has seen someone else, and I've told him, look, it looks like you have moved on. Go be with that person. Stop reaching out to me because this is like getting way too much. So right now, it just seems like he just fluctuates between interest and distance. I know my boundaries. I don't really want to be with this person, but it is very mentally and emotionally exhausting for me. So basically, so what happened was on April 14th, he was arrested with 4 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. I did have concussion. I did have a concussion and then cuts on my shoulder. So he was arrested that night on April 14th. The case has been going on since today till now. The last court date is next month. to come to realize when I got the order of protection call, this was like last week, cops showed up to my door, but I wasn't home. So I saw the Ring camera. And I kind of reached out to him and I said, what are you doing? And why was there a paper laying on the floor? He's like, oh, there's an order of protection on you. So if you try to reach out to me, like you're going to go to jail, this and that. I'm like, okay, but you're reaching out to me. So right now I'm dealing with those 2 cases, this order of protection to get off my record. I guess my question is like, how would you handle this? Because this is, I have lawyers involved. I can't get an order of protection for some reason. I don't know why. We're trying to fight that. It just sounds like he wants to terrorize me. It just sounds like, and for him to stalk my, profile like last night. And what's kind of funny is that when he viewed my profile, you know how like TikTok, they have like that profile view? There's like a username that he's changed his username to say stuck in the middle with you. So I'm sitting here like, okay, this man, I'm kind of scared from I wouldn't say, I'm kind of a little paranoid. I'm not going to lie. Like do I need to move? But it's like, for me, it's kind of tough because with finances, but also I'm a student and I live in Arizona and my family's in Arizona. He knows where they live. And I don't know, this man, I just feel like he has so much power that I'm just like, everywhere I go, it's just like he knows my every move. And I have people walk to my door, and I even have I live in a townhome community. Mm-hmm. My neighbors know the situation, and they're like an elderly couple. They see right across from me. And they always question me. They're like, there was people outside your door. They like to leave little things. I still receive flowers. And I even went to the court last week to try to get an order of protection and to tell him like this is what he's doing. They completely denied it again. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm going through, and I'm only 30 years old, and for me, like, I'm not trying to provoke him. I'm just trying to move on and just to kind of like start my life.
So you out here dating?
Last year was just too much. Like, it was exhausting.
It sounds like you dating Frank Underwood, love. Okay, so it was a rough one, but this is mostly going to be like a lawyer question. But like, in terms of protecting yourself, you might need to relocate, right? That might be the best possible option. I'm curious as why he hasn't been blocked on all platforms and in all ways.
I blocked. So okay. He makes like new emails and like new TikTok socials. I guess for me as a woman, my question is like, how would you, like, what are some good traits that you can give me to kind of just like clear my mind and like not to be paranoid? Because seems like an ex that will move on from me. And anything I do, he stalks my every move. So, and it's just like one of those things. Like, I'm just like, what? Like, who do I, like, I don't feel great. Like, I feel kind of like I'm being watched. I'm a little, like, there is anxiety there.
There should be anxiety, right?
Is.
But it's like, if you're dating someone like this and they have the amount of power that you claim, then you got to create distance. That's what I would do. I would get out of Dodge, to be honest with you. Because if you say he's 56 and he's moving this way with you, he's likely done this with other people. And it's like, okay, well, why is he not doing it with them? More than likely, it's because he doesn't have access to them anymore. They probably left, right? Yeah. You don't just wake up at 56 and just become crazy overnight, right? Like, that's something you've been that way for decades. So
it's very sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It's very dangerous because not just that, but his new girl started viewing my stuff and I blocked her and I was like, this was like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to be playing in this game. Like, this is weird. No. And, right now I am looking at places, but it's just like tough because I'm like, great, I have to move again because I already moved into a new place and I'm like, great, like this is I don't know. Like, I guess I'm waiting for that court date to see what happens. But my my lawyer and the victim advocate, they're saying that it's not looking too good. That they're dropping all the felonies and only giving them one misdemeanor.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, your trump card is going to be you changing everything. So that means changing your number, changing your email, right? Changing your socials, going dark for a while. Like if you really feel like you're in danger, then like I would do all of those things.
Yeah.
And then also move. And then when you do all those things and he has no way to contact you, then you know
Yeah.
that'll be
Okay.
that. Okay. But definitely keep me posted on how things progress. All right, love.
Yes, I will. Thank
All
you.
right. You take care.
You too.
And buddy, if you're watching, I'm on your side.
That's crazy.
All right, bro. What's going on, man?
It's well, I'm just keeping you updated. That's what you always say, right?
Yes, sir.
I was on here like a few days ago. I remember I was saying I met somebody and then we were talking. I ended up calling that person.
Mm-hmm.
So I called. It didn't even take 2 seconds. She answered her phone. And yeah, the conversation went so great that we actually planned the date the same day we had a call.
Nice.
And we went to the gym first for our first date, and after that we went out to eat. So it was great. So that's the update.
My man. Okay, so things are going good.
Yeah, it's always nice when they like you back too.
Right. So this was refresh my memory. This was the woman who approached you.
Yes.
Okay. And you just got it like that. You was out here getting
know.
approached left and right. And you were basically so y'all exchanged numbers and you basically was like, okay, what do I do next? Because you didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah. So
And-
one thing I did when we were done eating, she went to the restroom. When she came back, she found everything paid. So
Okay.
and then I was like, I hope you don't mind, cause then she's like, what do you mean? Who would you want things to be paid for them? I said, I mean, we never know this day. She was impressed by that, so it was really good.
Nice. Okay, so y'all had a good first date.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that at least something positive for the night.
Absolutely, brother. So
Yeah,
have y'all
and so
have you already started planning the second?
I mean, she actually wanted us to go on like multiple dates, and I'm down for it. She's great, so yeah.
That's what's up, bro. Well, definitely keep me posted on how things progress. But I'm happy for
Yeah,
you, man.
well, thank you so much. Take care.
All right, Chief.
Okay.
There we go. We got some positivity in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Misha.
Hello, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. So I have a question. I heard the young lady speaking earlier about Christian dating sites and things of that nature, and I did try it. I started off on the regular type of dating sites, thinking maybe if I go to the Christian sites, because I am a Christian woman, and maybe I'll find a better dating pool, or the pool wouldn't be so yuck.
Right.
Not so much. But I've met a couple of people, and my thing is, I'm in the place right now where I'm moving. I am looking for somebody who moves with intentionality, right? And I met somebody on there. We haven't met in person yet, but we've been talking for a couple weeks now. We plan on meeting next weekend, so he says we'll see. He does live about 4 hours from me, though, so we were going to meet somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. He does work Monday through Friday, and my work schedule is very much different than most. I work 24-hour shifts, and not as often, like 6 24-hour shifts a month. So I have a lot of off time, but when I'm on kind of thing, but I can always answer my phone. So he has weekends off. I don't always have weekends off. Our schedules are opposed a little bit, but not too terrible because I do have so much time off.
Okay.
Now, my question is, because this weekend we were supposed to link up, but then he had to go to work and all of this stuff. And I understand all of that. But he does this thing where if I don't text or if I don't call, then he kind of will send a text message like, "Oh, I guess you're not really interested." It almost feels like gaslighting a little bit. I don't know, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, is he trying to? I don't know what that is. And when we talk, sometimes it's like, sometimes we have great conversation, and other times it's kind of dead. Or he'll do some goofy stuff like just be singing in the phone, just weird crap. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? So I guess my question is, how? Because we have a lot of the same morals and things like that in regards to Christianity and what we want to do.
Right.
We're both celibate, so says him. I know I am, but he says he is too.
All right.
And I'm trying to make. I'm trying. I do, y'all. I really do. I like so far ish, but it just seems like it's just I don't know. Is this legit, or is it just he just trying to fill some space, or what is it?
Okay. So
It just
how
seems
long
weird.
how long have y'all been dating?
We're not dating as yet. What we are doing, we're talking.
Okay. So how long have y'all been talking?
Almost a month now.
And you met him on a Christian dating site?
Yes.
Okay. Christian dating site, talking for a month. And when you don't engage him, he'll send messages like, well, I guess you're not interested.
He's done that twice.
Okay. And when he's done that, has there been any kind of gap in y'all's communication? Or is it just like when you break?
Well, okay, for example, he said the other night that he was having, basically he was having some thoughts about his father that had passed away, and I'm not sure if he passed recently. I think it is sometime recently. And he was just saying how he, was feeling emotional and stuff like that, and just needed, he kind of just acted like he needed some time. And I'm like, cool, all right. So I just told him, I'm like, listen, if you need me to pray for you, I am definitely open to praying for you. I'm here if you need me. If you just want me to sit and just be quiet, I'm here for that too. Whatever you need. And he didn't respond. And then at 2:00, I woke up and I sent him a text and told him, I'm just thinking about you and I hope everything is good. And that's it. So I'm just like, okay. Then the next day I just backed off because maybe he just, maybe he just needed a minute. And then later on that day, that's when I got that message.
Okay. So he expected you to kind of keep following up?
I'm not going to do that though. Like,
Right.
If you're acting like you're not responding to me, I put all of those messages there and you didn't say anything
And hold on.
Keep it real with me.
And how did you respond when he sent you that message?
I said, well, actually, I did say stuff to you and you didn't respond to me. And I checked on you at 2 a.m. and you still didn't have a response. So what I actually did was provide you space to go through whatever it was that you were going through.
Right. And how did he respond to that, if you remember?
He was like, that's true. You're right. So.
And how old are you two?
I'm 40. He's 42.
He's 42. Okay. And we're a month in. And what is your question about the situation again?
My question is this something that I just need to let go? Because it sounds, to me, it almost feels a little bit immature. And I don't know. I'm trying to do the whole benefit of the doubt thing, but I'm going to just be real with you. I feel like sometimes I'm quick to cut people because I feel like I'm too grown for silly stuff. And if you cannot communicate with me, like, it's a bit much. I don't know. It feels immature. Yeah,
right.
Chad is right. It feels immature. And his big thing was communication. And when I'm doing that, it almost seems like that ain't really what you really want in real life.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Why are y'all still just talking instead of dating?
Well, he said that he's not really talking to anybody else, and I'm not really, but we're just taking things slow. I mean, and I haven't seen him in person yet. So I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm dating you until we actually meet in person. Like I said, we were supposed to this weekend. However, remember I told you we live 4 hours away from each other.
That's right.
So we were supposed to link up this weekend, but he ended up having to work on Saturday, which I know that he was extra. He was working extra hard on Saturday. I do know that. So he said next week we on. I said, all right, we'll see.
Okay.
So
4 hours away from each other. Been talking for a month. And so the dating app that you met him on, it doesn't focus connections on where you live. It's just kind of everywhere.
Yeah, I think it has like a certain mileage radius.
Okay.
And yes, chat, we have FaceTime. We have.
Okay. I mean, you could like give it time and see where it goes. Especially, and I only say that because you've already established a pattern per your own admission of cutting things off too soon. I think a lot of people are like that, and it's normal. Like the older you get, 30s, 40s, and beyond, where you don't really want to put up with a lot of nonsense. And I get it, but no matter who you date, there's going to be something you're putting up with.
That's true. That's fair.
No matter who you are, like people in the chat can say run, but I guarantee you, no matter who you date, there's something that comes with that. And to deny that is to not have any experience, right? What you want to look at it is, what I always have people do, especially if they have any kind of avoidant tendencies, is to make a list of like their non-negotiables. There should be like a realistic list of a handful of non-negotiables. And if you see those behaviors being displayed by another person, it's best to get out of there, right? Other situations, it's best to give grace. Now, if he doubles down on this whole, like, I guess you don't want to blah, 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 then, I mean, especially after you've already addressed it head on, then that would be, when I say give grace, doesn't mean give grace like forever.
Blindly, right.
It's like, okay, we'll give you a couple of chances, and if I address this a couple of times and you're still on that nonsense, then I got to get going, right? The non-negotiables is like the first offense you get out of there. It's like, for me, lying to me is a non-negotiable. If I pick up on the fact that you're lying, I must remove myself. I don't give chances for that.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be just the situation. Right? So yeah, you gotta that's what the dating pool consists of, man. Especially as you age up a little bit. You're not gonna find these people who are, here's the reality. I always tell people to link up when they're young. And that goes against what the culture says. The culture says get experience, yada yada yada. I'm telling y'all right now, the I don't want to say highest quality, but that's the only phrase that's popping in my head right now. The highest quality, folks, some of the best people I know in terms of relationships, locked in young.
I did that. I was married for 18 years.
Right? So you have experience. They lock in young. Me, I was my whole 20s, I wasn't available. So it's like you might, a partner may pass or things may not work out. You may find yourself back in the dating pool, but it's like, the real high quality people are the ones who, like, they get taken. People notice that they high quality and they take them off the market quick. Okay. So when you get back out here, you gotta really give people grace, because it's gonna be rare to run into those people who are really like developed and got a lot of good stuff going on. That doesn't mean like settle per se, but it does mean have a realistic expectations. And know what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate. So it's like, yeah, give people grace to a point and have that list of non-negotiables. If people are acting engaged in a way that goes against that list, and go ahead and dip out of there. But other than that, you got to give people grace, because if they were this magnificent, perfect person, they likely wouldn't be single to begin with.
Facts. It's a trip. It's a trip. Like I said, I was married for years and years. And Unfortunately, it did not work out to be my forever person, but I just it's been a long time since I dated. I
Right.
haven't dated since I was a kid. It feels like since I was a kid. So
Right.
it's like, man, the rules have changed.
It's
What is
changed.
going on
It's
out here? What is
very
this
different.
crap?
It's
It's
very
crap.
different. 100%. So,
So,
but yeah,
okay.
just like I
Very
said,
good.
that's how to play it. Again, if you got to keep having that same goofy conversation with them, then obviously leave. But yeah, see where it goes. Still a month in, it's still early. So
All right. Well, look if we meet up on Saturday, I'll be back on the live and tell you how it went.
there we go. There we go. Definitely, someone's already saying they want an update from you, so definitely come back. All right.
Thank you.
All right, love you. Take care.
You too.
All right. Surprised Cece ain't popped in and did her commercial yet. Cece, what's going on? I need to put you on the pip, Cece. Lava, what's going on? Lava, are you there? Going once. Going twice. All right. Y'all remember that chick who was asleep when I brought her up? She was snoring. Hello.
Good evening.
How you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm new to your live.
Welcome.
I seen you from the FYP.
Okay, nice.
And I've been listening. My question is, how is it, or what advice do you give I'm just gonna call myself seasoned woman,
Season. Okay.
one that's in their 50s,
Okay.
that have been single for over 8 years? What advice do you give as far as trying to, I guess you would say, find someone that is willing to date with purpose? I'm at that stage in my life where I've been married before, divorced, but I'm at the stage where I don't have time for games. I have a whole lot of morals.
Okay.
And I find that nowadays, the few that I have talked to want to do this phone tag texting game, is what I call it. They will call you and then only want to text you certain times of the day, or you will call or text them. They take a while to call you back. So I automatically know this game, because this is, it's not my first rodeo. But when you have someone that's in my age group, what advice do you have for us to find someone that is willing to date with the purpose, especially for a woman that works and take care of herself and her own?
Okay. So when you say date with a purpose, what is the purpose?
The purpose is marriage. The purpose is building a foundation. Not so much as building a family, because I'm past that age. But basically someone to, how they say, spend the rest of whatever life I have left on this planet. I'm very much into my faith. And, I'm always aware that, the Bible said, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Right.
And it's just, I just find it hard now. And dating is so different nowadays than back in the day.
Sure.
Like 25, 30 years ago. So do you have any advice?
So how are you meeting men currently?
In the past, I have tried, like different, dating apps, like the FB dating app, and,
Oof.
and, the HING, but
Okay.
it was a bunch of, I say, gaslighting, phone tag. They'll say, we're going to get together and go out, never meet up, so.
Yeah, so
basically.
all of your experience as of late has been dating apps of some sort.
Yes, because I work
Right.
and basically I work and just, spend time in my church. I work and take care of myself.
Right. Dating apps definitely is like the lottery approach. There's people who have success stories, but they're the exception, not the rule. If you make your entire dating life, if that comes almost exclusively from a dating app environment, you're gonna have a bad time. It brings out the worst behavior in people.
Right. And that's why I haven't been on a dating app in almost 2 years because
Okay.
I felt like, and I knew from my experience, it was a waste of time.
Right. Right. So what I always tell people is to just do things the old fashioned way. So to put yourself in static environments. That is environments where you see the same people over and over and over again. Right? This is
Okay.
why in school it was easier to make a romantic connection and why so many people want to date their coworkers because these are static environments, right? At your job, you're seeing the same people over and over again.
Right.
That builds familiarity. Familiarity opens the door to attraction due to the mirror exposure effect. It's a psychological concept. The more you are exposed to something, the more fond of it you can become. So that's going to be the best way to approach it. So that would
Okay.
be, after you become a grown up, really the only static environments you kind of naturally find yourself in are either church or your job. And if those are the only places that kind of serve that function, then you have to create those environments for yourself, right?
Okay.
So that's going to be hobbies, clubs, you know, different activities where you can, see the same people frequently, weekly,
So
bi-weekly.
basically, like putting myself out there, like getting out, going places, basically.
Specifically places where you can build kind of community, where you're
Okay.
going to see, like I was using the example of the gym I used to go to. It was a bigger gym. The gym is quickly becoming like the new third space, by the way.
Well, that may work for me because I go to the gym twice a week. So,
Right. So the gym I used to go to in Raleigh, North Carolina, it was a bigger gym. I know of like 8 relationships of people I know personally that were formed at the gym.
okay.
Because when I would go to the gym, there was like a little group, right? I would befriend some of the people there who I saw talking, and then every time I went to the gym, we would talk, right? We would get introduced, both men and women, and then naturally people would pair off. I'm friends with a lot
Okay.
of them on social media right now, seeing their couples pictures. Some are married now. These are all gym connections. So they're leveraging that whole static environment situation. It's just most people. Part of the reason why all these people are complaining about dating nowadays is because the vast majority of people are getting their dating experience from dating apps because there's no third
Mhm.
spaces. People aren't putting themselves in static environments.
Right. That makes sense because like I go to like, LA Fitness, so it's kind of a well-known gym, but I guess I never really pay attention when I go to the gym
Mm-hmm.
because I go there with the purpose of working out. So
Right.
I I go in, do my hour and a half, and I'm out. But maybe I need to start paying attention. And, I wave at people, some of the people, they wave at me or whatever, but actually having a conversation.
Yeah. And that's what you want to do. The easiest way when I started like developing, I've had people from my gym like in this chat from time to time, people who I met there. All I did was I went to the gym for months before I made any kind of connections. I was like, oh, I kind of need to take over this gym, right? It was like a little experiment I ran with myself. I just noticed who are the people here who seem to want to talk.
Hmm.
You'll notice that. You'll see the people who you see they're talking. They'll go up to people. They'll start a conversation. You'll see them go up to somebody else, start a conversation. Just lean into an observation. You're like, okay,
I've
that
seen
person.
that.
Yeah, those are the super connectors. Those are the social people.
Mhm.
You want to meet the social people first because they're the ones who are going to be more open to talking to you. When
Well, the
you,
ones that have came up to me, the few that have, which is less than a handful,
mhm,
they would come up to me basically asking me if I have a trainer or, you know, um, giving me workout strategies
right,
or different advice with different equipment. So I never looked at that as them trying to, as the young people say, hit on me.
right. It could be that. It could be that they're a personal trainer themselves trying to look for clients. Like, you got to kind of sift through those people, or you can also be friends. The whole process was like identify the super connectors, the people who, these are going to be people who are like in real estate. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're part of their job is mixing and mingling.
Okay.
So you meet the super connectors, and then through the super connectors, you meet a lot more people. So when I identify the super connectors at my gym, while I was talking to them, other people who they knew would come up and create conversation, and now there's a warm introduction made. So now there's another person that I can talk to when I come, and then it just kind of grows from there, compounds over time.
And
So
what's
I
the
would
name
treat
of the
it
book you said?
Never Eat Alone, but you don't even have to read it. Like what I'm telling you right now is
Okay.
pretty much a core theme of the book. So um, the way that this works is you treat this problem as if it's a social problem, not a dating problem. So you're not going to the gym just looking for guys that you're attracted to, or women that you're
Okay.
attracted to if you're a guy. You're going to make social connections,
Okay.
and then and the operating theory there is the more active and vibrant your social life is, the more easy it is to have a active and vibrant dating life. Because the dating is
Okay.
just an extension of your social life. People who have the best social lives, they don't have these dating problems. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm.
your real problem is a social problem. It's not a dating problem, and
Right.
you got to
Because
treat
I'm
it
basically more of a worker and
right.
homebody or gym or
Right.
church. That's,
Exactly. So you got to treat it like a social problem. That's the best advice I can give anybody right now. Is they're treating it like it's a dating problem. It's really a social problem. If you treat it like a social problem, you'll find social solutions. And then the second order effect, or the extension of solving that problem, a byproduct of solving that problem, is going to be you're going to naturally find people to date. Just like when you go to school, you're not going to school to find a boyfriend, but you found one
right.
when you went to school, right? Because you
Right.
were just in the environment where that would naturally occur.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I appreciate that. And, it does make a lot of sense what you're saying, because if you don't basically put yourself out there to meet people, how can you expect to get connected to people to potentially have your connection?
Right. It's the same like when people are trying to get success, what people tell them to do is just try a bunch of things. Because when you try a bunch of things, you increase um, the likelihood that you'll be exposed to serendipity. You increase your likelihood of getting lucky.
Okay.
If you just take a bunch of action, you increase your likelihood of getting lucky. So lucky in this situation is finding a romantic connection. So the more people you know, the
I
more likely
found
you'll find somebody.
there was one guy that I was talking to, but it seemed like the more I talked to him, the more he kept insinuating more of adding physical connection to it. And I'm not one of those females that basically engage in physicality outside of a relationship, outside of foundation, outside of commitment. So when I stated that, it's like I stopped hearing from him.
Did you meet him on a dating app?
No.
Where'd you meet him
Mm-mm.
from? Where'd you meet him at?
I actually met him at the mall.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
Um,
that's a feature, not a bug. You're gonna run into that, right? It's like
they put physical before anything else, but I'm one of those people. You have to intrigue me mentally and spiritually first. But when you tell a guy, okay, I'm not looking to, or I'm not into random hookups or casual blank, 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 you guys understand what I'm talking about.
right,
It's like they get turned off, or they don't want to deal with it, or they try to keep filling your head up, or like the young lady said before, gaslighting you to try to see if they can persuade you.
right. Yeah, I mean that's going to happen. There's no avoiding that. It's just you have to be firm in your boundaries and then keep it moving. But
Right.
it's that's part of the culture, love. Like unless you're dating within Christian spaces, you're gonna run into that a lot, and you just have to kind of expect it and then be pleasantly surprised when that's not the case. But and
Okay.
especially in the hyper connected world, right? Like if I'm a guy and I'm not abstaining or celibate or anything like that, and the culture is a very hedonistic culture. If I run into a woman and she's like, "Oh, I'm not trying to do that," it's like, okay, well, there's dating apps that I can use to meet other women. There's social media I can use to meet other women, right? There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We're very hyper connected. We're connected to more people than we've ever been in all of human history. So
Right.
it's just, yeah, a lot of men are going to be disinterested.
Okay.
That's just what it is. So you just have to keep, doing what you do until you find someone who is who's in alignment with you, essentially.
Thank you so much for answering my question and allowing me to come up on your panel. And I am supporting you now. I'm connected with you, and I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, love. Keep me posted on how it goes, all right?
I definitely will. Thank you
All right.
so much.
Take care. Yeah, the gym is goated. People don't really leverage the gym like that. I don't know why. Like, oh, you don't approach at the gym. Yeah, but you can befriend people at the gym, though. Chester, what's going on?
Well, I'm here to give you the update. I was the lady who got engaged with the guy. I never met his kids, his grown kids. Well, I called it off.
Hold on. It's
February
coming back to me.
24th.
It's coming back to me. You never met his kids,
Yeah,
grown
but-
kids. Give the chat.
And
Give
we
the
supposed
give
to-
the chat a little bit of a background because I remember you, but it's vague.
So I've been dating the guy we going on 3 years. It would have been 3 years if we would have made it to April, but we didn't make it to April. We got engaged, so we were going to get married. I was all for it, but I never met his children. His children are grown.
Right.
They're adults. Never met them. Speaking of that, I never met his siblings. I met his mother. His mother was still alive at the time, so I met his mother, but I've never met his siblings. He's met all of my family, siblings, cousins, parents, you name it.
Right.
So it was not sitting well with me because I felt like it was more I pressured him into wanting to get engaged more so than him wanting to do it for himself. I felt like I put the fire underneath his feet by saying like, okay, we're going on 3 years. We need to do something with this relationship, move it forward. So I felt like it was more of a pity ring to begin with.
Mm.
And, speaking from that last person who was just on, she said that, the online dating thing, and we did meet online. We
Right.
met on Black People Meet. And so I started thinking, is that partially why all this is going on? Because immediately after I broke it up, I just went back on Black People Meet just to see.
Right.
And he was on there live, like active.
Active.
The day we broke up, exactly.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
And I'm
before you get to the present day, what did I tell you when you first called in initially?
You told me that something is not right because you should at least have met his children, his kids.
Right.
Even though they're grown, the fact that you haven't met any of his 3 of them, and the fact that you haven't met not one of them.
And wasn't it a situation where he said that the children like took the mother's side or something like that?
Took the mother's side.
Yeah, I remember telling you like, okay, if we got 3 grown children taking the mother's side, then that obviously means that he did something in that past marriage. And you need
exactly.
Yeah, you need to meet the kids so you can see what you're getting yourself into.
Correct.
Because he got divorced
And
when they were
that's-
like 18, so they were old enough
Yeah,
to kind of understand the dynamic.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm divorced also. And so I was just feeling like, I am 48. So I was feeling like, okay, we've been together this long. So that's the natural next step is marriage because we've been together going on 3 years.
Right.
So I still feel like it was more of me doing it though. When I really sat back and just thought about everything, it was more me saying it. I remember the first year I was saying it. Then the second year I was bringing it up. But now that I look back on it, it was mainly me doing all of that. And it wasn't really him engaged in that conversation. I would bring it up. I would talk about it.
So now I really think it was more of like I was giving an ultimatum, even though I didn't say like marry me or else, but in so many ways I was doing that because I started out very aggressive with it in the beginning, the first year we met. What made me just really say I need to call this off is because number one, I haven't met the kids, which that's of course huge. But number two, it's like he wasn't really talking to me a lot about his past. Because I think I kept bringing it up, like, really dissect what happened with you and your wife. Because I still feel a little vague about that. And it was like, well, I told you things didn't work out. It just, it wasn't meant to be. And I'm like, that is like extremely vague to me. Like, you're not really telling me what's going on. I don't know. Something was just eating at my nervous system because I was feeling anxiety, major anxiety. I even went to a therapist because I'm like, why am I feeling like this? I thought it was my job. It wasn't my job. It was him. It was making me feel anxious. And so when I broke it up, basically that day, he sounded so relieved.
He was relieved?
He sounded so relieved. He sounded happy.
Wow.
He sounded joyful. Like, he was like, oh, it was almost like, oh, what a relief. Like, he didn't say that word, but it was almost like, oh, thank God. Like, I'm so glad you did this because now I don't have to do it. Because it was just like, oh, you're so mature. I love the way you handle things. You're such a classy lady. You're going to meet the perfect guy. I know there's a guy out there for you that's just waiting for you. You're such a good person.
He told you that like immediately?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what he said. He didn't say like, oh, I feel so bad, or it was just so weird. I've never had a breakup like that. It was the weirdest thing I ever heard, I've seen or witnessed. It was just super weird. And so
he's giving you this speech and logging into Black Planet at the same time.
Yes, he's actively in there. So I told my sister, and my sister was like, girl, he had another woman to begin with. He had probably another woman. And you made it easier because you eliminated yourself. He probably was under a lot of stress and anxiety himself because he probably was juggling another person.
Right.
And I said, well, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense because he was so relieved. I mean, it was something out of nowhere. He was sounding like, oh yeah, you did the right thing for your life. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. I'm like, is this some type of reverse psychology? I mean, I didn't even understand all of that. So as a man, do you feel as a man that I let him off the hook by doing it first of something he wanted to do himself? Because that's what I
You
really
mean breaking
feel
up?
like. Yeah.
Breaking
up the whole relationship.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think that should be part of your concern, right? You should just focus on like what you want in that situation. You did what you wanted. But yeah, it didn't sound like he wanted to be there for sure.
That's what I thought. So I felt like ultimatums are bad. You don't give people ultimatums. Even though I didn't come out and say it, I was doing, my actions were displaying that. Like, I don't like it when men waste my time. I would say that all the time. You have to move things forward. You can't just stay stagnant. You're really not supposed to be having sex before marriage, but hey, we doing it anyway.
Right.
And it was just like constant reminders. So now I'm like, I actually gave the ring back though, because I felt like I need a clean slate. And I was like, let me just be the bigger person in this and just walk away from this. And for some reason, I feel peaceful. Like, I've been going to the gym, just hanging out with friends. I don't know. It was affecting my nervous system. So I know I made the right decision. But it honestly blew my mind that he's literally online the minute we're breaking up. Like, you're back on the side. I mean, I wanted to screenshot and send it to him, but I was like, nah, let me just let this go. I ended up just blocking him.
He probably never left. Did you confirm that he left Black Planet?
That part I confirms
Right.
he may not have ever left.
He probably been
He
active
did
for
have
3
new
years.
pictures on there. He had new pictures of us on a trip to Vegas. He had Vegas pictures from our trip that I took of him. He posted those Vegas pictures. And I'm like, really? You gonna post the Vegas pictures? Really?
Yeah. He said
We
you
doing
got.
that now.
He said you got a good eye.
So I just wanted to let you know what happened because I'm glad I made the decision to just end this because something was just not right. And my sister was like, you didn't have to block him. I said, no, I needed to block him. I deleted his number, deleted all his pictures. I need to do that for my own sake because I don't want to have a weak moment of, oh, let me reach out and see how he's doing.
Right.
Or, because you do have those raw emotions after a breakup. So I was like, no, let me just delete the number, delete the pictures. I don't want any memories of him. I just want to be clean with it, clean slate. But yeah, I just wanted to update you to let you know what happened.
Well, listen, I'm glad you seem to be in good spirits. I'm sure he's doing backflips right now. He can be on Black Planet in peace.
He's more happy probably than I am.
Yeah. So, I mean, this sounds like a win-win scenario.
Yeah, I think it is. In hindsight, I was a little perturbed that he was online again, but in hindsight, I feel like we both did the right thing for each other. Like, he acted like he was happy, which was the right thing, because it gave me even more clarity that I made the right decision, too.
Right.
So, I think it was a win-win for both of us. But, yeah, I just wanted to give you that update to let you know we not doing that.
There we go. I'm glad you made the right decision, love.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, you take care.
You too.
Whoa. Buddy was on Black Planet is still a thing? That's crazy. I thought Black Planet, was the same fate as MySpace. Got another caller? Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey.
What can I do for you?
So I have a weird situation. I broke up with my ex about I guess 2-3 months ago, but he lives right next door to me. Like, I own my house and he owns his house.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in a open relationship for about a year or so because of the fact that he is bisexual. Yeah.
Okay.
And but on the low, he doesn't kind of flaunt it, I guess you can say.
Okay. But he knows that you know?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because I mean, I'm a people pleaser, so sexually, I want to make sure that the person that I'm with is happy. But his needs obviously weren't capable of being met in my situation because obviously I'm not down to be a man in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay.
So I allowed him to just do his own thing.
Okay. So
yeah.
Yeah, so what's going on? What question you got about this situation?
So I broke up with him and he's, I guess you can say, a narcissist. I broke up with him a while ago, and I broke up with him multiple times in multiple situations and whatnot, and but he kind of still tries to wiggle his way in and whatnot. What is the best way to I mean, I've tried blocking him on everything in every possible way and whatnot, but obviously he lives right next door to me, and I'm a girl, so I typically reach out to him if I need something for him to take my trash out or manly stuff and whatnot. What is the best way to kind of like keep myself from doing that, I guess you can say.
Keep yourself from doing what? Like calling him?
Yeah, like so I'm already used to like his presence and being capable of calling on him for like manly duties, like take my trash out, mow my lawn, stuff like that. But trying to date now is kind of weird because I have to be upfront about those situations,
Mm-hmm.
especially with him. And but at the same time, I mean, like dating nowadays is freaking weird because I can't get what I used to get from him from somebody that I just met, you know?
Right. I mean, you can't get someone you just met to take your trash out.
I mean, not on a dime. Like, oh, my trash is full. I need this taken out to the curb, or like certain or I have, like, for instance, today, I was working on my bathroom, or I had somebody working on my bathroom, and I needed to have the sink taken out, and I didn't have any room in my trash can, so I needed to get rid of it, and so I called him, and I mean, obviously, he jumps up and gets it gets it out of my way and takes care of that situation for me. But if I'm dating somebody who's like not right next door, they can't just like do something for me on a dime, you know?
Right. Why do y'all live next door to each other?
I'm I bought my house when I was dating some guy, and then I broke up with him because he was fucking weird. Oh, sorry. Um, he was just weird. So I broke up with him, and then all of a sudden he started just like cooking me dinner and whatnot because I'm a single mom, and so he just like started doing things for me, and it just ended up being a relationship.
Okay, so y'all lived beside each other before y'all became romantically involved.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, yep, you're in a pickle, love. Hate to say it.
yeah. I'm trying to sell my house though. I'm trying to get away from him.
Yeah,
It's extremely toxic.
yeah. In the meantime, I would just have his boyfriend do the stuff for you. Befriend whoever, whatever guy you're sleeping with, have him take the trash out for you. But you shouldn't still be dealing with the ex, in all seriousness. Like, you shouldn't be having him do, like, favors for you. Like, you say you're a single mother. How old is your child?
He's 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little too young still. But yeah, so that's what you have to just move. That's it.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just so used to, you know, having that support, I guess you can say. It's just been there for so long.
Yeah, I get it. But it's not, like you said, it's not healthy. Like you already said, it was toxic. So you have to kind of close that door for good, and you might have to start taking that trash out yourself, love.
Yeah, but how do you do that? I mean, like, how do you just, like, stop talking to somebody you can, like, literally walk out the door and see on a constant basis?
Man, you just gotta do it. I don't talk to neighbors right now. Give them a little nod and keep it moving. That's what you got to do. But yeah, moving should be like your number one priority if you want your dating life to improve, because then no one is going to want to date you like while you live beside your ex.
100%. I agree.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, love. Take care.
You too.
Whoa. Oh, thought we had another caller. Appreciate you, Alicia. Yeah, I mean that was an interesting one. What's it? He wants some of that bussy. All right. Okay. Very interesting calls today so far. By the way, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can click the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I'll bring you up, all right? Let's see. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hi. Oh, I guess I could turn my camera off too.
Whatever you prefer.
Yeah. So I just had a question. My stories are not as like interesting as anybody else's, but
Okay.
if you were raised like just to be kind of career driven and coming from that family where it's like, you know, as a woman, you're supposed to have your own, you know, get your education. What is the best advice you'll give like girls making that transition, you know, mid-20s, early 20s into dating? How do you find guys that maybe are more married minded? Would be my two questions for you.
Okay, the first question was what? How do you make a transition to what?
Well, yeah, like as a woman making that transition, you know, like for example, oftentimes I might tell a guy like what I do for work or like what what I'm interested in, and I don't think is like a turn off for guys, but it's like okay, like she, I don't know if it comes off that like she got it together or. So like I work in tech. I'm 25. I'm studying for my MBA, and I don't know. I think oftentimes it's like it just stays in the friend zone type thing. So I'm like, am I coming off too dominant by being career focused or like, what could it be?
No, it's more. It's an expression of your energy. If you're saying that it stays like friend zone, that he's probably not getting like that feminine energy from you. Especially if we're talking about like the first date should be fun.
Okay.
Like the focus should be fun. You're kind of getting to know the other person, but it really should be like, okay, let's have a good time. Okay. A lot of people treat it like it's a job interview.
Yeah.
So they'll start asking like, what are your goals? What are you looking for? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's so me.
Right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a turn off because it's like, okay, well that's not really fun, right? The women who men want to see again, they're present to the moment. They're probably very expressive. They'll easy to laugh. Maybe they're funny themselves. Maybe they know how to engage in playful banter. Maybe they tease the man a little bit, right? Playfully challenge him. But it's not to say that we can never talk about careers or anything like that. But if if it organically comes up, it's not like you have your sheet there, your spreadsheet, and you're like, okay, here's the questions I'm going to ask you. Because then the energy is going to feel more stifled. If you focus more on fun and putting your awareness in your body and how you feel, like get your awareness out of here, right? Put it in your body and how you feel. When you are focused on how you're feeling in the moment, that's like the doorway to the present moment. And the present moment is where all the magic happens, right? So if you make that your goal and you make it like more of an emphasis on fun, then you're going to have a more positive experience. I have guys who are kind of stuck in their head and logically oriented. I have them listen to like stand-up comedy on the way to the venue just to get into like that laughing, more like, just get into that zone of being more playful.
Yeah.
That's going to go a long way. That's going to go a real long way.
And then I think the second question was, so like where in this dating world now, besides the dating app, would you think like, you can find those men like maybe mid-20s, late 20s that are, willing to date properly? Because I feel like this world is just so,
right.
Everyone wants to be so sexual and hypersexual. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the culture. It's very hedonistic. If you're meeting them on apps, you're increasing the odds that they're going to be more focused on physicality and those physical experiences. That's part of the reason why people download apps. It's tough, man. It's tough because it's like It's the same thing that I do with guys. I would give women a similar advice. Make your focus becoming the exception to the rule.
Make my
The,
focus become the exception to the rule.
becoming the exception to the rule. And it's hard advice to give because not everybody can be that.
Mm.
It's like may the best man or woman win. The
Yeah.
guy who you think is not marriage minded is marrying somebody.
That's true.
He's
Okay.
marrying somebody. It's like,
Mhm.
but it's probably not going to be most of the women that he encounters. Even when I was mostly on apps and like really dating, like just trying to get like a lot of dating experience coming fresh out of a relationship, there were women who I encountered where I was like, oh, I would marry this person,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
The rest of them didn't stand a chance, but there were a
Mhm.
few who stood out. Even though I wasn't even thinking along those lines, you just come across somebody who you have such a connection with, and they kind of vibe with you so well that it's like you want to do that. That's
Okay.
hard advice to give because it's not going to be appropriate for everyone. And but part of it is going to be applying the first bit of advice that I gave, which is
Let it flow naturally, not an
exactly,
interview type thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Being playful, having good energy, um, and standing out from the crowd in a way, which is the same kind of advice that I give men. Obviously, you do those things differently depending on if you're a man or a woman, right? But there's
Mhm.
different levers to pull. But that's going to be the meat and potatoes of it. It's like I know women, I know a couple of women, not a lot, where every man who dates them at least wants to commit to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You probably have friends with no
And I get
women
what you're
like
talking
that.
about too. I see those women, like I
Yeah,
talk to those type of women. Yeah.
every single guy, and it's like, okay, well, what are you doing different? Because it's not just looks either.
Mm-hmm.
They're not probably
That
like the
natural
most beautiful.
femininity,
Yeah, it's
energy.
a
Yeah.
energy that they have. It's a way they hold themselves to a standard. They know how to engage the opposite sex in a way that is very compelling. Um, they have an intoxicating presence that is hard to codify. But those women, I've dated a couple of women like that, where it's like every time they date, one of them who I was thinking it was going to be my wife, to be honest with you, after a couple of days, I'm like, oh my God, lock this one
Right.
down. She told me she's tried to have a roster and she was like, she can't do it. And I was like, why? She's because they all just caught feel like they all wanted to commit. So I
Yeah.
couldn't
Just
even
like
really do
that.
it. So it's like, but what I remember her is she was very intelligent, but she wasn't intelligent in a way to where she wanted to sun you or make you feel like she
Yeah.
was. It wasn't competitive.
Like belittle you or anything.
Right,
Right.
right.
Mm-hmm.
In the places where you were competent, she would like show a lot of interest there, so it kind of leveled the playing field. She's very playful, very, very easy to laugh, but was also funny, very expressive, very excitable. That's like a feminine thing that um, younger women tend to have. And then as life kind of beats them down, they kind of lose a little bit of that. Not all women as they age lose that, but a lot do, understandably so, because life is
Life
hard,
happens. Right.
right? Life is
Right.
hard, but they're very expressive. They wear their heart on their sleeve. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and this is just like the core energy. The way that you would express that would probably be different than other women and how they would express it, right? Just to be true to yourself. But it's just some sort of like foundational principles to go off of. They're very present to the moment, had their boundaries as well. That's an important one. Because
Yes.
I found a
Yeah.
lot of women, they get around a man who they want to lock down, they try to bend over backwards. That's the wrong approach. When you see the guy who you think isn't marriage minded, who has a lot of optionality and he does commit, how does he describe that woman? It's always like she was different from the other women. Now, how was
Yeah.
she different? She wasn't so easily obtainable. That doesn't mean that he had to do a whole bunch of work to get her, but she wasn't just sold immediately like everybody else was.
Like
Right?
staying busy, staying in her lane. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
Yeah. This is
these
good advice. Thank you so much. I really
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely apply everything I just said. Come back, ask follow-up questions. But yeah, I mean that's enough for you to go off of right now.
Yeah, just the interview thing alone, because I feel like
Yeah.
I was, yeah, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's your goals? And not even thinking, I just turned this into an interview. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Exactly, love. Well, I wish you the best. Definitely come back and let me know how things have progressed for you, all right?
Thank you.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
take care. All right, do we have any more? I might got call room for one more call. If Shorty's still here. I think she might have left, actually. Said Hannah hook her up with some good game.